Okay, so for anyone out there who has ever checked the person that you're dating, their phone, or if your phone's been checked, I just need to speak to this because I was talking to somebody, a woman in this community, and she was telling me it wasn't even a thing, it was no problem. And I'm realizing something that is obvious to me, 100%. Everyone's life experiences really affects your perspective and how you see things. And I just need you to know that if you are getting the person's phone that you are dating or boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever it is, you're with romantically, okay? That's a problem. That is so not healthy. That's toxic. That is toxic. Okay. And if you are in a relationship or situation where someone is checking your shit and you stay with them, this is all toxic. So I sometimes I just say, I've said things like, oh, you want healthy and no more toxic. But now I'm realizing I want to really lean into and tell you just to make sure you understand that that's not healthy. Sometimes people, if that's all you've done, if you're oh, I always check their phone, they always check my phone, and I leave it out, and that's okay. That's what happens. I just want you to know that is not quote unquote normal, healthy shit, right? That is toxic, big beyond. And why? One of the most important things that you need in a healthy, securely attached relationship is trust. So if you have some kind of relationship with someone where you don't feel like you can trust them, and obviously your actions are speaking louder than your words. If you say, I trust them, I just have to check their phone once in a while. So that's when, I'm calling bullshit. I have to. This is so important for you to know that this isn't, I can't tell you, oh yeah, I get it. Sometimes you have to check their phone. Never. It's never okay to check their phone. Never. Is it okay for someone to check your phone? Never. That's not to say, let me tell you something. People have their phones out. Will and I, it's an open book. Actually, our freaking phones are connected by mistake, and his messages come to my phone, and it's all, there's so much transparency. You know what I mean? And I feel I get it. If you're in a relationship, and you should be able to leave your phone out and they're leaving their phone out, and not because, you want to check their phone. It's just because no one has anything to hide. Okay. So there's a different energy to it. It's not why are they hiding their phone? I want to see that phone. What's going on? And that's you having some major trust issues. Now, did they give you reason to not trust them? That is something that you need to ask yourself. And if they've lied to you, why are you still with them? Seriously, why are you still with them? This is when I feel that, there's so much fear. Oh my gosh, what's out there? This is better than being alone, just staying with a guy that has lied to me, but maybe they'll change, or I don't know what's going to happen. I feel comfortable here. But I don't want you to settle, because that's what is happening. If you are in a relationship / situationship with someone where you don't trust them, you are settling. I need you to know that there is a relationship where you do not have to worry about who they're texting, and oh my God, worry that they're lying to you again. I need you to know this. I think that you do something long enough, and you have, you make these choices that guide you from one relationship to the next, and it's all full of toxic shit, and everyone's lying, and everyone's checking phones. That's your norm. That's just what happens. And I am here to wake you up. No, that's not the norm. That is not healthy. Something is completely wrong with all of that. And this is when you can choose to say bye-bye. Okay, it's bye-bye time to that toxic shit. Okay, I want you to walk away. I want you to close that chapter. I don't care how much, oh my God, I really like them. If they've lied to you, you've broken the trust, and they haven't, like, you don't trust them. Like, what are we doing? And also, I know I got so much to say about this. You're like, Jackie, but I do. I do, because I see it happening inside my DMs on IG. I'm talking to you and you're telling me these things, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, I don't give advice. By the way, I don't like giving advice on the DMs. I like to connect with you. I like to, hear and be there for you. But this is the problem about giving advice, right? It's like, guess what happens? You listen to that, but then something else happens. And then, you keep, like, either way, there's a whole bunch of inner, like, under the surface, deep rooted shit that you got to deal with. Right? So I don't like to just put a Band-Aid on things. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, dump that guy who's checking your phone. That's a problem, because that's not getting to the root of the problem. But here on this episode, I am giving you advice, and at least you can know, hey, if they're checking your phone, there is absolutely no way you should be staying with them. You can say, actually, and I'll tell you exactly what to do. I'll tell you exactly what to do. You tell me, you say, okay, that is not how, I've never given you a reason to not trust me. Why are you doing that? And you try to find out what the hell, where are they coming from? Why are they checking your phone? And maybe they have gone through a lot of awful, situations and relationships where they've been lied to and they haven't healed. So is that when you're going to stay and try to fix them and help them and be like, oh my God, maybe one day he'll trust me? I know you're doing that. Like, I feel it, because I know I did that. And guess what happens? A lot of wasted time, and you never fix anything. And it's just a waste of life, of experience, and it's just bullshit. So I need you to just understand something. Without trust, you're not going to have a healthy relationship. So if you really just want to just like give up on this idea of a healthy relationship, go ahead and stay with that person that you guys are checking each other's phones. Okay, fine. Like, but if you are truly, like, if a piece of you is like, oh my gosh, like, wait a second, is there a relationship that's healthy where they don't have to check my phone, I don't have to check their phone, and we're completely honest with each other? If a piece of you believes that, like, you haven't given up all hope. I hope that little girl inside of you still exists, okay? Because I'm telling you something. That is what I have. And I didn't just find it beepity boppity boo. It wasn't like, I'm telling you, I chose to stop choosing those toxic relationships where, oh my God, they're so cute. They're like checking my phone. Oh my gosh. You see, like, sometimes it's like we don't even know. Like, we don't even realize that we're attracted to something toxic. So, oh my God, they're so cute. They really care. They're so jealous. Oh my God, I remember one guy, he punched the windshield because he got so jealous. And I was like, oh my God, that's so, like, cute. I'm like, what? What was I doing? What was I thinking? Because this is when, if you're so insecure, if you're not feeling enough, if you don't feel worthy, then you're going to look for anything for attention, and it's like, oh my God, they're so cute and insecure, like checking my phone. That's awesome. That's so hot. And I want you to, like, receive this. I really do, because I do know that I get it. I've been in that situation, and oh my God, and I'm telling you right now, that's toxic. It'll never change. It just stays like that, or actually gets worse. Okay. So yeah, eventually you might hit rock bottom, and if you stay with somebody and waste more time and whatever, fine. Or you can just trust Jackie. Like, just, like, seriously, just like, you know what? I'm going to take Jackie's advice. Seriously. Because that is nowhere, it's never going to change. Okay? And so tell me, I want to hear, and please be honest about it. I want to hear about it. Have you checked someone's phone? Or have they checked your phone? Did you stay with them? Or were you like, bye-bye time? Like, I need to know what you are doing. I want you to own your shit. Like, I want you to say, okay, whoopsie daisies, I have been doing that, and now I'm done. Like, I need you to take action. Because it's one thing to listen to. It's like, oh, that's actually really, that makes a lot of sense, Jackie. And then you go and then you see your person that you're hanging out with and you're checking their phone again. Like, I really hope you start hearing my voice and be like, what are you doing? I'll be like, wait, stop right there. What are you doing? You're not trusting. Why? Because your ex cheated on your ass. But this guy's a new guy. He may never cheat. He's a good guy. Why are we not trusting him? Has he given you reason to not trust him? What are we doing? And if you're not trusting him, he's never even given you reason to not trust him. You are self-sabotaging. You're like just like a little bomb. You're just like tick, tick, tick. And you're just going to totally blow up that relationship. So like, I need you to be aware. I love it when the women in this community say, oh, I hear your voice in my head. I hear your voice. I'm like, yes, that's what I want to hear, because that's when your love life changes. See it happening. If you don't follow me on the Jackie Lort, do it, because you're going to see the people finding love, finding their person, finding healthy, amazing, crazy love. It exists. So this episode, I hope, really pushes you. Okay, if you are doing any of that stuff that's not trusting, something's off. That's toxic. And own it. And I want to hear about what you do to change it. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. I just absolutely love connecting with all of you. So please, if this is resonating with you, share it with someone that needs to hear it. Let's change the world. Let's help people, empower them so they can find crazy love. Okay. Because it has to be crazy love or nothing. Thank you so much. See you next time.